Welcome back. Today's drills section is going to be a little bit different than the previous weeks. We will be focusing on strength, but we will also focus on the mobility of our extremities, mainly our wrists, hands, ankles, and feet. You will need a set of light weights. I have 2-pound weights here. You can also use soup cans, something you can grab and hold in your hands easily. As well as a block. I suggest a sturdier block. I have a cork block here, so if you have a cork block, it will work. Otherwise, maybe stack a few books. I tried with the foam block and it was really hard to balance, so I wouldn't suggest a foam block. I also have a coin. I have a quarter coin. So something of that size would be great as well. You can do without, but it does help with some proprioception. And that's about it. So if you need a moment, go grab those things and then meet me on your backs in bridge. We won't use the weights right away, so you can place them to the side. Finding your triple S, your sacrum, shoulder blade, and the back of the skull on the floor. We'll place the hands on top of the thighs. Arms are nice and long, so we've done this before, setting up for the bridge. With an exhale, push into the feet, lift the hips off the floor, lengthening the tailbone towards the heels. Good. Tightening the lower abdominal, deep abdominal muscles, and the glutes. And let's start to lift and lower the heels. So lift the heels and then lower. And then we'll lift the balls of the feet and the toes, spread the toes as wide as you can, and then lower. And then the heels lift, lower, balls of the feet lift, spread the toes, and lower. Lift the heels, lower, balls of the feet, lower. Keep going, alternating between the heel lifts and the front of the foot lifts. And then extend the arms up so your palms are facing away from you, your fingers are spread out. And as we're moving the feet, so just continue doing with the feet what you're doing, we'll start to open and close the hands. So making a fist and then opening the fingers, spreading them wide. You can go pretty fast, find a nice rhythm that works for you. Breathe. Make sure that your glutes are still working. There's a lot going on, so a lot for our brain to process. So just keep checking in with different parts. Check in with your feet. Are you pushing off of the ball of the foot when you're lifting the heels? Especially that the amount of the big toe. Are the glutes engaged? Are you continue to lengthen the tailbone towards the heels? Ooh, and feel that heat building in your forearms. We'll stay here for another 4 breaths. Two. And last breath. Ooh, lower the heels, bring the arms down, and then slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, lower the spine onto the floor. And we'll do one set of abs. I'll interlace the fingers behind the neck. Elbows point up, legs are going to extend. So right over the hips and then point to the toes. Okay, so we're plantar flexing at the ankles. Inhale. Exhale, lift the head and the shoulder blades off the floor. Inhale to lower. Let's do it again. Exhale, lift. Inhale and lower. Exhale, lift. Lower the left leg to hover off the floor and flex the ankles. So point the toes up. Pull them towards the shin. Lift the leg. Point the toes towards the ceiling. Inhale and up. Exhale, lift. Right leg lowers. Flex at the ankle. Dorsiflexion. Point the toes. Lift the leg up. Inhale and lower. Exhale, lift. Left leg lowers. Flex. Point and lift. Inhale and lower. Exhale, lift. Right leg lowers. Flex at the ankle. Point and lift. Inhale and lower. One more time like that. Each side. Exhale, lift. Lower the left leg. Point the toes, lift the leg up. Inhale and lower. Exhale, lift. Right leg lowers, flex. Point and lift. Inhale and lower. Exhale, lift. Lower the left leg, flex. Point and lift, stay lifted. Lower the right leg, flex. Point and lift. Inhale and lower. Exhale, lift. Right leg lowers, flex. Point and lift, stay lifted. Lower and flex the left leg. Point and lift. Inhale and lower. Exhale, lift. We'll flex and lower the right leg, twist to the left. Point and lift, come through center, flex and lower the left leg, twist to the right. Point and lift, come back to center, inhale and lower. Last round. Exhale, lift. Flex and lower the left leg, twist to the right. Point and lift, come through center. Lower and flex the right leg, twist to the left. Point and lift, comes to the center, inhale and lower. Bring the knees in and then grab behind the legs. We'll start to rock along the length of the spine. Let's first do a few rocks, about 3 or 4. Regularly, you're keeping the chest open. And then start to touch the feet down. Maybe finding a little bit of balance and then go back. And again, up onto your feet and down. Keep going, up and down. Maybe you lift the sit bones off the floor about 1 inch as you come up. 2 more times like this. Last time, switching up a bit. As you come forward, try to balance on one leg, right? And then down, and then the left. And down. The other leg extends, right? And down, and left. And down. And see if you can hover for a second. And then come down. The other side. And down. 2 more times each side. Right. Down. Left. And down. Maybe hold a little bit longer this time. And down. Last side. And down. This time we'll place both feet down. Bring the hands down, walk the feet back for down dog. Pedal the feet here. Again, focusing on every time you lift the heel, pushing into the mound of the big toe. I know I like to kind of walk and push off of the outside edge of my foot. So this is something I need to also work on. Being mindful to really push off of the whole ball of the foot, but especially the base of the big toe. It's a big point of energy exchange. Good. And then we'll step the left foot towards the hands, lower the right knee down. Flip the foot so the top of the foot is on the floor. It can be on the fingertips or the hands can be on the blocks. Let's lift the knee. Stretch the top of the right foot. Good. And lower. Bring the toes under. Lift the knee up. And lower. Press the top of the foot into the floor. Lift the knee. And lower. And then switch. Curl the toes. Lift the knee. And lower. One more time each side. Point the toes. Push the top of the foot into the ground, lift the knee, lower, and then the other side. And lower. Plant the hands, step back into down dog, switching sides, right foot steps towards the hands, lower the left knee. You can come onto the tips of the fingers, hands on the blocks. Push the top of the foot into the floor, lift the knee. And lower. Curl the toes under, lift the knee. And lower. And again. Top of the foot, lower, curl the toes, lower. 2 more rounds. Top of the foot, lower, flip, lower. Last time, top of the foot, lower, and lower. Bring both knees back. Bring the knees together. Tuck all 10 toes, coming into a toe stretch. So make sure even your little toes are under. Grab the weights or the cans into your hands. And we'll turn the palms up to begin. Your elbows are by your sides, right under the shoulders. And let's start to curl the knuckles towards the forearm and then bring them down towards the floor. Again, curl them in and out. In, out. Keep going. Keeping the chest open. If you begin to feel this in your toes, you can lean forward or you can untuck them. A few more breaths. Good. So if you can stay in the toe squat or toe stretch. Otherwise, untuck the toes. We'll turn the palms down and do the same thing. Curl the knuckles towards the forearms and then up towards the ceiling. And then down. So we're just reversing, going down and up this time. So the gravity is making this work different muscles, feel slightly different. Even though the motion is pretty much the same. You're moving the knuckles down and up. And I'm going to untuck. Few more breaths. Strengthening the forearms, working on wrist mobility. Good. And place the weights down. We'll bring the hands forward, shift the knees back, coming into kneeling plank. Wrists are right under the shoulders. Tricep push-ups. So we'll do about 10. With an exhale, keep the chest open as you lower as low as you can, maybe halfway down, maybe more. Push up. Lower and push. Inhale to lower. Exhale, push. 4 and 5. 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Walk the knees in for quadruped, keeping the wrists under the shoulders. Toes can be tucked or untucked, that's up to you. I feel a little bit more stable if I tuck them, so I'll tuck them. And then start to lift the heel of the hand off the floor, pushing the roots of the fingers into the ground until you come to them, and then continue to lift until you come onto tips of the middle finger. And then reverse, lowering the tips of the fingers down, the whole finger, root of the finger, and finally the heel of the hand. Let's do that 3 more times. Slowly lifting up. And then slowly lowering down. 2 more. Slowly lift up. And slowly lowering down. Last time. Lift. And lower. Good. Let's tuck the toes under if they're not already. Lift the knees. Walk the feet forward. Grab your block. And I'm going to just move slightly forward so I have the wall. So if you can, walk up to a place that you can touch, or you can grab a pole if you have a broom to help you with balance. I just came closer to the wall so I can place my hand on the wall. You can also do this if you don't have a block or sturdy block or book, so you can do it on a step. You'll place the coin onto the block, and when you place the foot, you want the mount of the big toe to come onto the coin. And this is where we want to focus on. So we'll do some calf raises. Your one hand can be on the waist, the other hand can be holding the pole, the handrail, the wall. Your heel's off the block. And then we'll lift the other foot. And then lift the heel up and down, focusing on pushing into the coin. And down. If you don't have a coin, just imagine it's under the mount of the big toe. as you're doing this. And down. Let's do about 5 more on this side. Go slow. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Doesn't take long to start to feel this. So let's do the other side. Adjust the coin so that it can come under the ball of the foot. Your heels up the foot will lift up. Lift the other foot that's not working, so it doesn't matter which one you started with. You also want to make sure that your pelvis is in neutral. And let's start to lift. Push into the coin and then lower. And lift. And lower. Lift. Lower. Keep going, moving slowly. We'll do 5 more. And 4. And 3. 2. And last one. Good. Step off the block. You're standing on the mat. Now, almost done here. We'll lift the right foot, so coming onto the top of your toes. You can also interlace the fingers here. I'll actually turn towards you. First, we'll start by simply rolling the ankle in one direction, and then you can add the wrists. Just moving them in circles, rolling here. And then switch the direction of both circles. So maybe you start with the foot first, switching the direction, and then of the hand. You want to go in a direction that feels awkward because you probably did the one that felt good earlier. Again, exercise for the brain. I don't know even if I'm doing it right. The foot might be going okay, but there you go. The hands want to do something else. Good. Now we'll switch sides, starting with the foot. So picking one direction, I'm going out. And with the hands, I'll do what feels more natural. So your first direction might be okay. Now let's see what happens when we switch. So I'm going to switch the direction of the foot. And my hands. I'm really moving them in the same direction, but it seems to be a little awkward. It feels awkward. Good. A couple more. And release. Just shake it off. And we are done. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you have time, you can repeat all of this 1 more time, 2 more times, even if you'd like, or come back to this on any day that you feel like having a little movement break. Great little exercises to do for your forearms, wrists, hands, calves, ankles, and feet. I'll see you tomorrow.